Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy GHETTO-BANDIT, aka William McTruffin, and this is diabetic eating. This is a new series that I'm about to start working on, and I hope it gains attention on diabetes awareness. So without any further ado, I'm going to check my blood sugar and get my blood sugar numbers and show you. This is a perfect number to get your diabetic levels to. Okay, that was my fasting number, 80, which is good because I haven't ate anything. I went to a party last night, and thank goodness that I had a few things that was breaded. But you want to stay away from the carbohydrates. Anything that have bread, anything that's sweet, you want to stay away from. For example, you want to stay away from grapes. You want to stay away from watermelon. Because watermelon could play on the good side and also play on the bad side. It depends on the sweetness of the watermelon, because your body breaks down sugar weird. Sometimes it breaks it down a lot, and sometimes it breaks it down a little bit. And your doctor is not going to tell you that, because they're there to make money off of you. So they're not going to tell you the full reason on how your sugar levels work. I'm not no doctor. I haven't went to no medical school. I haven't done no medical research. I'm just going off of experience that I have dealing with diabetes for the past year and a half. I learned what to eat and what not to eat, what to stay clear away from and what is healthy, and you know, how to manage my blood sugar. A lot of people manage their blood sugar differently. You know, my blood sugar is flaky, it's up and down. 1 minute is high, or 1 minute is low. I'm not on any medication, ladies and gentlemen. I'm managing this on my own. See, that's the sweet thing about managing your blood sugar and getting your blood sugar to a healthy level. My doctor knew that the pill metformin was doing more harm than good. It had done its job. What happened was, when I was taking metformin, the medication, it was lowering my blood sugar, but it was lowering it too low. One time, my blood sugar got so low that I almost passed out. I'm thinking that I'm lightheaded, dizzy, because my blood sugar is high. And that's the thing I gotta explain to you real quick about the highs and lows that you get while being diabetic. When you get these highs and lows, make sure you check your blood sugar regularly. When I mean regularly, check your blood sugar like every 3 hours. I know your doctor might tell you that you need to check your blood sugar twice a day. Don't listen to that, because your blood sugar fluctuates throughout the day on you. 1 minute it could be high, 1 minute it could be low. And if you a diabetic like me, that 1 minute your blood sugar is 125, and then an hour later it drops down to 80. Be real careful of that. You got to keep checking your blood sugar, because you can go into a diabetic coma if you're not careful. And I tell people that all the time, because it's dangerous dealing with diabetes, and diabetes, it messes with you. Sometimes you could be dizzy and lightheaded when your blood sugar is high, and sometimes you could be dizzy and lightheaded when your blood sugar is low. And go and get your eyes checked, go get your feet checked. Make sure you clip your nails regularly on your toes. Look out for the neuropathy pain, because it's going to come. You're going to get that. When you get the tingling and burning sensation in your hands and your feet, it starts at the tip of your toes and works its way all the way up to your heel. It's annoying and it's painful. This your doctor might give you this medication called gabapentin, if I'm saying it right, gabapentin. It's a medication that, an anti-inflammatory medication for neuropathy flare-ups. And mine wasn't that bad in the beginning, but then it got worse. What happened was, one day I was sleeping and I kept feeling like this tingling feeling throughout my whole body while I was asleep. And it kept waking me up. And I didn't know what it was. It was in the beginning, before the pain came. It was like this tingling feeling through my whole body. I brushed it off. I took some Motrin for it. Even though it wasn't no pain, it was just more of tingling at this time. So I said, nah, something ain't right. I gotta get in contact with my doctor. And my doctor prescribed me a medication called gabapentin. And I said, oh, but it's not no pain. But he looked at me and said, that's the first signs of neuropathy pain. That means that your nerves are going bad now. The diabetes are attacking your nerves. and that's not good. Another thing I wanna reach out and talk about, and this is for all the fellas out there, to keep your blood sugar low and be real careful. And I'm gonna come back to you because my camera don't record that long of a time period, so I'll be back to tell you what you need to do, fellas. I know I didn't get to the foods and all that stuff yet, but I'm going to get to that in a few minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. For those men out there and you just been diagnosed with diabetes, it's easy for you to reverse it really quickly once you catch it on time. What I mean by catching it on time, by going to your doctor visits like very often. Don't lack on it. Just go to your doctor's appointments, get blood work or whatever, and that'll determine what the doctor can do about that situation. And then you can start working on an exercise regimen to get your body at a weight that, you know, you'll be alright, you'll be safe. In my case, I had a lot of issues, family issues, and the only way I can fix that problem was through food. And I was always a small guy growing up. I was real small growing up, and then as I reached adulthood, like into 26, that's when I started the weight gain. I started gaining weight, and then once I reached 30, then that's when my weight bloomed out of control. Then that's when I got up to like 300 pounds. And I'm gonna show you a picture of me right here on my wedding day at how big I was during this time. Yeah, I was big there. And I lost some weight and my blood sugar dropped, because when I first got diagnosed with diabetes, I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. What happened was, I remember the day vividly because it was very horrible that day. It was last year, and it was around, and it was in the summertime, beginning of like around July. Yeah, and you know, around July going into the next month, that beginning of, no, like that middle of that month, that's when you start having, well, in New York, we started having a lot of these heat waves. And last year, heat waves was ridiculous. And I thought it was because my body was dehydrated and I was thirsty and I needed water. I kid you not, and this is no lie, I sat there and drank a case of water. I had put a case of water in the refrigerator to let them get cold. I knew something wasn't right because the day before this happened, I didn't have no problems with being so thirsty. And I noticed that I would finish a bottle of water, and a minute later, I'm running to the bathroom, peeing out the water I just drunk. And then I started getting lightheaded and dizziness and clammy and disoriented. And next thing you know, something told me to call an ambulance because I didn't feel right. And fortunately, that one of the paramedics was diabetic. So I told him I was like pre-diabetic, but you know, it wasn't that bad. My numbers was still at a range that it was manageable, that I could still eat whatever I wanted, but I still was ODing on food. So what happened was, the ambulance tech pulled out his machine, his glucose machine, and of course he disinfected it, and he used alcohol pads and he cleaned it off or whatever. And he made sure that he cleaned it real good before he pricked me with it. So when he pricked me with it and checked my blood sugar, the man almost fell out the chair. He looking at me, and he like, yo, how is you still alive? And I'm looking at this guy like, what is you talking about? And he was like, your blood sugar is extremely high. I said, how high? He said, your blood sugar was 1100. I said 1100. I said, that's bad? He said, that's beyond bad. You're supposed to be dead right now. But the good man upstairs kept me alive long enough, and they gave me, I remember them giving me 2 metformin pills in a hospital. But then an hour, my blood sugar dropped down from 1100 to 200. So the doctor was like, yo, you gotta go and check with your primary physician, let them know what's going on, blah, blah, blah. After them taking my blood sugar level, they said that your A1C level is 800. It was 800. I was in a stage of almost full-blown diabetes. Like, it was almost past type 2. It was going into type 1. But I beat the odds, you know. What, dieting and exercise? Well, I wasn't doing too much exercise. There was more dieting. And I'm alright today. But I'm going to continue on in a few minutes. Hold on a second and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Like I was saying, for the fellas, the diabetes messes with your sex drive. Sometimes you can't get an erection because of the diabetes, because it messes with your nerves, and then you start forming this thing called neuropathy pain. But it's a nerve pain that you get while being a diabetic, and it attacks your fingertips, your toes. In the beginning, it used to attack my lips. My lips used to have tingling. My face used to tingle. My face don't do it no more, but I still get it on my fingertips and then on my toes. Right now, before it was just on my toes, and now it's moving its way down towards my heel. I don't feel it as much when I walk, but when I take my sneakers and my socks off, that's when the tingling feeling just be like this all day. It's annoying. It's this tingling feeling. I don't know if you ever noticed this feeling, like whenever your foot go to sleep and have like this pins and needles feeling. It feel like it's hard to describe. That's what it feels like. Imagine that throughout your whole body. And then the doctor, only thing your doctor can prescribe is a medication called gabapentin. Or probably he'll give you something else, I don't know. But that's what my doctor gave me, a medicine called gabapentin. And so far the gabapentin, it works. But I had went to go see a foot doctor. And then from there I had to go see another doctor that do like this electrical pulse on you to find out like how much nerve damage is being done to your body during this time. Some people have significant nerve damage and some people have a little bit of nerve damage. But those are the key things that you're going to need to look out for. And sorry about that, I was doing some thinking. And yeah, I want to point out the foods that you want to stay clear away from. You want to stay clear away from bread, pasta, rice, any starchy foods. You want to stay away from cassava. A lot of Spanish people eat cassava. You want to stay away from cassava, carrots. You want to stay away from, I think, I'm not too sure, but stay away from it anyway. It's the green bananas. You can eat tomatoes. You can eat, if you do eat pasta, it gotta be whole grain pasta. And you can eat brown rice. You can eat whole grain bread. They have sugar-free cookies you can eat. And now they got the new sugar-free ice. Before they had sugar-free ice cream that was just that. Now they got new sugar-free ice cream that have Splenda in it, and it tastes really good. And the one I had the other day had cashew nuts in it, and it was really nice. And I don't just eat just anything because I'm diabetic, because everything tastes nasty to me, because I'm not used to having no sugar and all stuff like that. So sorry about that. Yeah, so stay away from these things. I just mentioned the things that you can eat. The fruits that you can eat that I eat though is blueberries. I eat raspberries. I eat papaya. And if you're going to eat grapes, you got to eat 5 grapes. And that'd be your whole serving of fruit if you do mess around and eat grapes. Because grapes are very sweet and it will bring your sugar up really quickly. So stay away from grapes. Strawberries. Strawberries is a mixed. It's a. You can eat strawberries, but make sure you get the strawberries that's not too sweet. Or if you do eat strawberries, make sure you eat like 2. Don't eat more than 2. What else that can help you with your diabetes, to manage your diabetes levels? Shoot. Stay away from potatoes. Make sure you read the labels on everything that you pick up in the supermarket, because not everything is your friend. Because I picked up some, oh yeah, it's another thing that I need John to understand. Not only carbohydrates that you need to worry about, or sugar levels, sometimes things that you might pick up might not have carbohydrates or have no sugar in it, but it also have a sugar alcohol content. That's another thing you need to watch out for. That sugar alcohol content is no joke. That's another thing that could raise your blood sugar that a lot of consumers don't tell you about. So be careful of this sugar level content. I had to find this out by doing a lot of research and Googling up about diabetes, because I did a lot of research on this. And that sugar alcohol level is bad. So be very careful of sugar alcohol level. Oh, that restaurant is closed on a Sunday? Wow. So I have no choice but to go to McDonald's then, huh? Well, it's early. That's another thing. I'm not going to get I'm going to get the McMuffin sandwich. And to be honest with you, that's going to be like my whole meal for the whole day. That's how I control my blood sugar. And if I do eat something later on, it'll be meat-based and it won't have nothing else in it but the seasoning that's on that meat. But today I'm gonna cheat a little bit. And I don't recommend you doing this, because you're trying to control your sugar. My sugar is already manageable. So every now and then I do this. I don't do this every day. I haven't had this in about 6 months. So that goes to show you how managed I am with this. So yeah, that was my key pointers on healthy eating while being a diabetic. And I gave you some key pointers of what to look for and what not to look for. Even though it's just a little bit, I didn't give you everything. But the rest of it you could Google up yourself. But this is just to help you along the way, so you can be aware of what to eat and what not to eat, and be very careful. And another pointer I want to give you on diabetic eating is, when you first get diabetes, you're going to be very, very depressed, and you gotta watch out for that. So make sure you go see your doctor regularly and tell him or her what is the problems that you are having, so they can help you fix this problem. Because diabetes do make you depressed. It's not so much of the medication that you take in, it's having a diabetes. Nobody wants that. Who wants diabetes? So yeah, it makes you very depressed. So go seek help from your primary physician about. Sorry about that, my camera cut off. Yeah, like I was saying, it's a bus that just went by me. Like, yeah, go seek help at your primary physician, your practitioner, because depression is a serious thing, and it can kill you if you're not controlling it or going to seek the right help to help you with depression. So yeah, go get that straightened out, and then you could live a healthy life. You know, then you won't have to worry about, you know, not too much. So that was my key pointers. I'm right here at McDonald's, and I'm just now getting inside of McDonald's, and I'm about to cut off the camera right here because there's people coming. So thank you for watching my channel. Like and subscribe to my page. I'm gonna leave a link at the bottom of the description for the Patreon, so you can donate to the channel. That'll help me get better equipment, better lighting equipment, better camera equipment, and get a better camera. Thank you for watching my channel, and I hope this helps you, and I hope that you can get your diabetes at a healthy level, that you can live a nice, normal, healthy life. Thank you. Now.